They start way back when I started my channel in 2020. I know I have a lot of music that I'm using on purpose to sync content to. So I can understand those copyright claims. I fully agree with them. But a lot of them were not, I think, very fair. So I made a video which I never released, which is all about child prodigies. There was like 3-year-old playing violin with Andre Rieu and his orchestra. So Universal Music owns the copyright on this, and based on their copyright, or the strength of their copyright, the entire video was blocked. I had to remove the video completely, so I was never even allowed to publish that video. Then I had another one where I made the history of Brett Young, or all about Brett Young, and let me just find that one. This one, the evolution of Brett Young. So I used Brett's live stream footage where he played Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto in D major as the background music, because it's all about him. And Orchard Music actually put in a copyright claim against that one, which I disputed. I explained that Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto is public domain. I mean, he's a classical composer from way back. None of his things are under copyright law anymore, and the performance is not by this Orchard Music. And they actually released it. So it says, good news, after reviewing your dispute, Naxos of America has decided to release their copyright claim on your video. But the problem that Brett and Eddie explained in their video, if you are not successful and they insist on keeping the copyright claim, you can dispute it for a second time. But if the second time they still say that they have a copyright on this particular thing, then you get a copyright strike, and 3 strikes you are out. So it's very difficult to dispute anything. They are definitely not on your side. I did another video where I did highlights of 2020 of all the different two-set violin moments that I liked in 2020, and I used Auld Lang Syne as the background, and I received a copyright claim on that. I used a YouTube musician's content. She was playing it as a little music video, recording herself playing Auld Lang Syne, and it had nothing to do with these people, this editoras de musica or whatever, Latin author peer music. She was not associated with them at all. So yeah, I get a lot of ones where I agree. If I've on purpose used a pop song, I don't dispute that. I am on purpose using the content. So the one that I mentioned before, Auld Lang Syne, BMG Rights Management decided that Auld Lang Syne belongs to them. I mean, seriously, Auld Lang Syne is a very old traditional song that's sung at special occasions. I cannot understand at all that someone can have a copyright claim and be successful on Auld Lang Syne. Another one that nearly got me into trouble was I did a side-by-side comparison of two-set violin playing violin to BTS DNA versus BTS DNA, but at at a very low volume, to see how well two-set matched their video. And I actually got a warning that this belongs to Sony, and this is third-party content, etc. So I had to remove that one, unfortunately. This is one of the most bizarre copyright claims I got. I made Little Brett Smiles video or something like that, and I used the Cupcake song. So I got a copyright claim, but it doesn't say by whom. The person that claimed the copyright doesn't even have a name, but there's still a copyright against that video, which means it can never be monetized. During May this year, I went to a classical concert for the first time, and I shared that experience with everyone. And the raw footage I uploaded to YouTube just so that I have a place to store it. And the raw footage of that classical performance was actually claimed as a Latin song, Imitazione delle Campane, which doesn't match the concert that I went to watch at all. There was no Latin music in that. With my recent Singapore trip, as I was walking down the streets and filming and whatever, sometimes in the background there was snippets of music playing. So the first one that I made, the Hunt for 7-Eleven, there was a song playing in the background as I walked past called 11 by Cacao Entertainment. So they put a copyright claim on my video. So what I did in this case is I just muted that piece. It was literally 6 seconds of music, and based on that, the entire video, if it was monetized, all the income would come to them. So another one from the Singapore trip. This was day 2 when I went temple hunting. Again, in the background, there was music playing with you. And this was also like 5 or 6 seconds only. So again, same as the previous one, I just muted that particular part of the video. So the last copyright claim I received was very recently on my favorite Singapore photos. It was a Creative Commons piece written by Vadim Krakmal called Whales of the North. And this is not what I received the copyright strike for. The copyright claim says that the melody is from Divide and Conquer by Interstreet Publishing. Now, because I used someone else's content and they said that it's Creative Commons and it's free for use as long as you credit them in the description, I'm not going to dispute it. It's not my content, so I don't know. I have absolutely no idea if this is a valid complaint or not a valid complaint. The most interesting claim that I've had so far was the video that I made about my favorite fan fictions. I played Meditation by Thijs using my keyboard with the violin effect. And I actually got a copyright claim that it was a performance from Maxim Vengerov that I copied. That was the weirdest one. I disputed it and I was successful. So I don't always dispute. It's very difficult. It's very scary. And I can understand why this is irritating to TwoSetViolin. So just to give you an idea of the monetization status of my channel. To monetize your channel, there's a couple of things that you need to comply with. So the first thing is that you need to have 1,000 subscribers. So I've passed that step. Okay. You need to activate 2-step verification, which means you need to have an email and a mobile number. So I've got that. You can have no community guideline strikes. So I'm okay. I've got 0 community guideline strikes. And then the fourth thing is that you need to have 4,000 public watch hours in the last 1 year. So I was well over 4,000. I was on like 6,000 hours. And then I applied for monetization, and then YouTube came back and said, sorry, you cannot be monetized because you are using someone else's content. At that time, primarily, I was making YouTube video compilations of TwoSetViolin. Okay. So they deem if you use music and you sync something to it, or you collect different clips over 50 or 60 videos to do a compilation, they deem this to be low effort. So based on that, I was unable to monetize my channel, and I had to remove those videos. I moved them all to Dailymotion. So if you guys want the link, the videos still exist, but I just moved them to Dailymotion. So what they said, what I need to do, if I do a compilation video, I need to have a voiceover over it, or I need to have my face in the video, or I need to interrupt it with commentary or something like that. So in other words, you can't just have the clips and music playing. This is low effort. You need to actually say something in between. Even if you just speak 10 words, it bypasses their computer checking. So now I'm working again on the public watch hours. I'm currently on 3,148 public watch hours, which means it's going to take me forever again to reach 4,000 watch hours. So at this stage, my channel is not monetized at all, so I don't really care about the copyrights at the moment. But in future, if I do succeed in monetizing my channel, it will definitely become an issue for me as well. So I hope this gives you some idea of this whole copyright thing. I don't think it's fair. And a lot of the names that you saw in the emails that I received, a lot of the names are from the same companies. And they will always come and claim, like, a couple of seconds of music and say that this music belongs to them. And probably if you're going to compare the music that they are claiming it comes from and the music that you have used or made or played or whatever, you will probably find that there is some kind of an overlap. But just for a few seconds of overlap, I don't think this is very fair. So good luck to Set Violin. I would definitely dispute it a second time because I used Creative Commons. Sorry, I can't talk. My brain is tired. They used Creative Commons only, and obviously the live performances cannot be copyrighted by anyone because it's a live performance of music that is in the public domain. So no one can put a claim against that. I hope they are successful. It's a 2-hour video, the live stream of the concert, with 2 hours. 2 hours is a lot. If you're gonna look at the ad revenue for that, it's gonna be massive. So I really, really hope that they get the video back and that they can monetize it for themselves. Hope you guys have a great day, and I hope I gave you some insights into this whole dilemma.